just picked the truck up from the shop, drove it around the block, put some gas in it. It is not the same truck I dropped off. It is so much better. I did the 3.4 swap on it. I took it up here to Oregon and had toy only swaps do it. So excited. It drives so good. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but first I'm gonna go test drive it. We're going to the coast and we're gonna drive the coast home. Let's go. We made it to the coast. It drives so good. I've never been able to pass people before in this, and I was passing people uphill. The new 3.4 is so much better than I thought it would be. So good. But we're here at the coast, and we're gonna go up that sand dune and go look at the beach. All right. I've been to this beach a couple times over the last couple of years and it's always the same. There's nobody on it. And it's always perfect. It's so great. Awesome. I love it here. Look at that, man. Oh my God. All right, I just got done with the beach. I'm pretty exhausted. I went up that big hill way too many times, but it was fun anyways. We're gonna start driving home now. I'll show you what I see as I go. I don't know how much we're gonna be able to see because it's gonna start getting dark in a couple hours. We'll go as far as we can, and it's pretty much driving the 101 all the way home. So it'll be cool. We'll see where we get tonight, and I'll just show you what I see as I go along. All right. It is about, what time is it? It's about 6:30. I am somewhere outside of Orford? I don't know how to say that, something like that. And the truck is running great. It's so nice. I'm passing people uphill. Like I'm gaining speed uphill. I'm passing people like at 80 going uphill, which is crazy. I've never been able to do that before. Anyone who has the 3-liter or anyone who has ridden with me or driven my truck knows there's no way that would ever have happened before. So it's pretty cool seeing it do it now. But I'm just gonna be chilling out here a little bit, watching the sunset for a second, and then I'm gonna get back on the road and see what else we can find. All right, good morning. It is, I don't even know what time it is. It's 7 o'clock. I got up at 5 this morning. I pulled off the road last night at about 12. Got a rest stop. I was getting way too tired. I didn't film anything last night because it got dark, but I also realized I was not as close to home as I thought, so I just shut the camera off and started trying to get home, just cruising. But this morning, we're gonna get all the way home and we're gonna talk truck. So let's talk what we actually got done on the truck. All right, check this out. So like I said in the beginning of the video, I got the 3.4 swap. So here it is, all finished up. It's great. So they built this for me. The stock ones are getting really expensive and hard to find. So they built this custom one for you. I mean, I like it. I was probably gonna do something like this anyway, so I'm happy about that. And then this, your intake, is a trick too. So these the old trucks, the hood isn't high enough to hold the stock intake. So what I ended up doing is have Toy Only Swaps offers what they call a lower intake plenum. So they basically take, what they told me is they take 1/8 of an inch off the top of this and off the bottom of this one, and that's all you need to fit it under your hood. Or your other options are basically do a body lift, so you get the body off the frame a little bit so it fits in there as well. Another thing I'm super happy about with the 3.4 is how much less room it takes up. In the old 3 liter, this whole area is vacuum lines and just emissions, like just a bunch of stuff in your way. And even on this side as well, this is all filled up with vacuum lines and emissions and just way too much extra stuff that you don't really even need. So another thing with the 3.4 is on the 3 liter that came in the truck, your air cleaner is actually on this side and your battery's on this side. So when they do the swap for you, they move them. So this is my old battery tray, and then they move the new battery over there, and then the air cleaner goes over here. The other thing when they're doing the swap is your exhausts. So on this engine, the trucks that came in, the exhaust would exit out of the passenger side. But that can't work on my truck because my gas tank's there, so there's no room to route a brand new exhaust. So what they do is they, behind the engine, which I'm not gonna be able to show you, but they get a new crossover pipe. So instead of it going out the passenger side, they have a crossover pipe that goes out the driver's side, and then it links right up with your stock exhaust from your older trucks. So that I believe is the headers from my 3 liter. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't actually know, but they take a bunch of the 3 liter stuff and make it work on the 3.4, so you don't actually have to change a bunch of your exhaust, which is really nice. You know, saves some money down the line and kind of keeps the truck a more stock feel and look, which I liked. I didn't want to do something crazy when they did this. That's why I didn't do the body lift or anything special. Now if we go inside the cab here, really nothing has changed, but you're not gonna be able to see that. But right here, we got an OBD2 port. So these old trucks don't come with OBD2 ports, so you're just left guessing. This now has an OBD2 port that tells you, basically, like if you get a check engine light, you can just plug a little reader in here and it'll tell you like, hey, you're having a misfire on cylinder 6, or this problem or that problem. So it makes it really easy to kind of diagnose what goes on. So besides everything that I've told you guys, the truck's pretty much the same. Like it stays the same. They don't change a lot. They just swap the engine and keep it very stock looking, and it drives the same. Like everything feels the same besides having a little more power. So she's really pretty close to the way I want it. When I get home, I'm gonna put my winch back on and wire up my lights. I took those off, so it'll be a little easier for them. But other than that, she's almost there, almost the way I like it. But I'm just super excited with this 3.4. Last thing we'll talk about real quick, because I'm thinking about it, is just how it drives and the power. So the 3 liters, as I've said before, they're kind of gutless, pretty useless. As soon as you go uphill, they fall behind. They really don't have too much to offer. I did like the torque of the 3 liter a little bit. Like, you could feel it had torque, it just didn't have the horsepower to actually make it useful torque. With the 3.4, it's got torque. You can feel the torque out of the gate for sure, but it's got the horsepower to actually make that torque useful. So like I said, passing people, going up hills, it's got all the horsepower for it. I mean, if you're trying to merge, get on the freeway, it's got the power to do it like comfortably. You don't have to worry anymore. I know that this car like now will like get out of its way, you know. It's got all the power to do it. It was a little weird getting used to at first, because the 3 liter drives so much different. And the other thing that threw me off is my 3 liters the power steering pump was no good, so I didn't have power steering. So for the first like 2 hours I was driving the truck and like cranking on the steering wheel, because I have power steering now, and I was like swerving all over the place. But that's just a me problem. But other than that, yeah, the power is super nice, and it's responsive too. The old 3 liter, you have to really get in it for it to want to respond and start driving. But with the new the 3.4, it's responsive. As soon as you put your foot on it, like, you can tell it's ready to work. It's moving, you know. You can really tell the difference, that it responds, and you can hear it in the exhaust that as soon as you touch it, it's going. It feels really good, like, knowing it's responsive like that. So I'm really excited to get it out on the trails and kind of see how it does in 4 low, really see like how that power is. But until then, yeah, highway and just regular road use, so much better. It's so much better. It's so much better. All right, I am about 4 hours away from LA. I changed my course path a little bit here. I decided to go down the 5 for a couple reasons. It's really hot, so I want to see how the truck does in the heat. And then the Grapevine is also on the 5, so I want to see how the truck's gonna take on that type of hill. And then 3, I'm kind of getting tired, so I want to get home as soon as possible now. There's probably not going to be anything to film on the 5, but if I see something, I will let you know. All right, I'm home. I got home about 30 minutes ago. The truck did great. It was 106 degrees on the 5. I was cruising about 70 to 75 miles an hour, and it had no problems, no issues. It was doing awesome. And then when I got to the Grapevine, same thing. I pushed it, did about 75 up that Grapevine hill, also like 100 something degrees, unfazed. I was passing everybody. It so much more power. It's really nice. It's very confidence inspiring to feel the way it drives and see what it's capable of. So I'm very excited for whatever I do next to the truck, the future plans. I'm excited just to keep driving it with 3.4. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I know it's kind of weird. It's like traveling and car and talking, but hope you guys enjoyed.